The opinions expressed on this program are solely those of its hosts, guests, or callers, and do not necessarily represent the opinions of WTBR-FM, its management, other producers, or sponsors.
Hello, everyone. This is the Cultural Pittsfield radio show. We're so happy to be on WTBR 89.7 FM, Pittsfield Community Radio. My name is Jen Glockner. I'm the director of the Office of Cultural Development for the city of Pittsfield. And it's almost the 4th of July. We are recording this on the first day of summer, officially at 10:57 a.m. on June 21st. Summer arrived. So good luck with that, and we hope it brings good weather to all. 4th of July is coming in hot here, and the 4th of July means only one thing, the 4th of July parade. We have Rebecca Brien and Peter Marchetti here to talk all things parade and surrounding events as well. Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The countdown is on. We're not looking at the weather. We're just keeping calm. We're counting down. We're getting excited. So the theme of the parade this year is
Stars, Smiles, and Stripes in the Berkshires.
Oh, well, that's easy to come up with something.
So we try to, every year we try to come up with a theme, and it gets more and more complicated. And it's like, you know what? Let's just do two things. Like if you put Stars and Stripes, that means go patriotic. If you put Smiles, what makes you smile in the Berkshires? So are you a outdoors person and you like the lakes and the mountains? Are you a cultural person and you want to spend your summer at Barrington Stage or Colonial Theater? Are you a baseball fan and you want to spend your summer at Wacona Park? So we left it wide open. Pick your activity and show it off.
That's awesome.
And we're sure no one else will have it
You're sure no one else will have that
as a theme because, we're in the Berkshires.
Yeah,
no one else is here.
Of course. That's accurate. And you've just announced recently the Grand Marshal.
Yes. The retiring chief, Michael Wynn.
Michael Wynn.
Pittsfield Police
Very
Department.
well deserved.
Yes.
So we will see him in the parade as the Grand Marshal in some kind of vehicle.
He'll be walking.
Oh, yeah. He typically does walk. I didn't know if being the Grand Marshal would change that.
So it was really interesting making the phone call to Mike and saying, hey, I have a question for you. And he's like, oh, I can't imagine. No, you can't, but here we go anyways. And it took a little bit of arm twisting, I think, to convince him that it was the right thing to do. And then we had conversations post, because I had flashbacks to when Chief Trowinski was the Grand Marshal when he was retiring, and it was like, I don't want to do this alone, so can you put the fire department with me? And, Chief Wynn wants some of the same capabilities, although, most of the police department is working that day. We put him to work pretty hard, but he's going to have some folks with him. And I said, normally the Grand Marshal is in a car. Do you want the car? Do you want to walk? And he goes, I prefer to walk. So
there you go.
There's no rules that say you have to be in the car.
Exactly. And you make the rules. The parade committee makes the rules, so you can flex the rules a little bit if needed. So perfect. Well, congratulations to outgoing Chief Michael Wynn. He is the Grand Marshal for the 4th of July parade, which does take place on the 4th of July. It happens to be a Tuesday this year. 10 a.m. is parade start time. Super excited that our friend Siobhan Lemmy and Berkshire Running Foundation are taking over the race before the 4th of July parade. That starts at 9 o'clock.
A little bit earlier this year to make sure everyone can get around the turn before the parade starts. They did a great thing where they were offering kids to be able to run for free if you had signed up early enough. So we're expecting to have a lot of young people there, so that'll be great.
Yes, I love sitting and drinking my coffee and watching all the runners go by, including my kids. My kids run it often, and we sign them up accordingly at the deadline, before the deadline. So I think it's going to be a great day. It's fun to watch the runners, so many of them running by, and it's patriotic. People are decked out for the run, which is so fun to watch. It's like a pre-parade.
My understanding is that they're looking at 750 is their goal, and they're well on their way. And if you actually sign up at this point and you run, you do receive a free ticket to see the Suns.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah, at Wacona Park. So that's a nice tie-in.
That's going to be fun. So the run's at 9 o'clock. The parade's at 10. And this parade, for those that don't know, is the parade of all parades. I mean, the first time I saw it when I first moved here, I was like, whoa, this is crazy. So there is some statistic that it's the biggest or longest or...
So it used to be the largest 4th of July parade, or the biggest 4th of July parade in the Northeast. And we were voted many years ago now one of the top 10 parades in the country. And so we keep that tagline there. What I love about the parade is each year we try to do something different. So we have some really exciting things that folks are hearing about for the first time or will see for the first time. And it's still hometownish, right? You can see little Susie and her dance troupe going down the street, but you also can see some drum corps from outside the state or out of Philadelphia.
Yeah, that's very, very cool. Once again, this is the Cultural Pittsfield Radio Show. We're so happy to be on WTBR 89.7 FM, Pittsfield Community Radio. My name is Jen Glockner. I'm the director of the Office of Cultural Development for the wonderful city of Pittsfield. We are talking about the 4th of July parade with Peter Marchetti and Rebecca Brien, who are on the parade committee, of course. And all of the things that happen during the 4th of July parade, but also all of the things that lead up. People go to the parade and they hopefully appreciate the parade because it is quite a spectacle. But what they don't know is all of the things that you do before the parade, the fundraising, but also the accepting of the floats and the lineup of the floats. So talk a little bit about all of that craziness.
So our fundraising actually starts 1 year in advance. And if you go to the Pittsfield Parade Committee's Facebook page, or you go to our website, you'll see how you can donate now to help support next year's page. $25 donation also gets you a coupon for a poster. Every year there's a new poster that comes out to help support it. They're beautiful. So you can go there and donate now.
Well, there you go.
In pre-parade, there are just so many things that happen. The parade booklet is 72 to 80 pages every year. So all of the ads for the fundraising that we do need to make sure that we have the right size ad for the right size sponsorship. And then we get into parade lineup. And so usually from Memorial Day weekend to Father's Day weekend, parade committee is meeting at my house for 4 to 6 to 8 hours every Sunday in that time frame to make sure that we get things done. And Rebecca got a little taste of that this year. I think I scared her away, maybe. I don't know. But there's a lot of stuff, even doing the lineup, right? It used to be easy because a musical unit was a musical unit and that's it. But as we have progressed, there is music on about every other entry in the parade of some sort. And you need to be careful that if you have the cheerleading squad that has music and they're trying to do their cheers, you're not going to put a giant drum corps right behind them so that they can't hear anything down the street, right? And so you do a lineup and then you go, no, that isn't going to work. And then you do another lineup and then you say, no, that's not going to work. And then you have, some logistical stuff that some of the volunteer fire departments that come from our neighboring communities are leaving their city or their town empty for the morning of the 4th. So how fast can we get them back to their town to be able to provide protection if they need it? And so you have all those little waves of things that you go through. And then, you have the negotiations that you're doing with the New England Patriots to make sure that you can have 2 New England Patriots cheerleaders and Pat the Patriot in your parade.
Wait, what?
What? Yeah.
Is that happening?
That's happening.
Yes, it is.
Well, that's exciting.
So it's those kind of things, and we look, to find people that have been born and raised in the Berkshires and then have done something. So we reached out to Catherine Winston to ask her to be in the parade, and she was the 2015 American Idol semifinalist. Mm-hmm. And so why not try to honor some of the people that are here? Last year we brought back Miss Massachusetts, who used to be in the parade for years, and it was a regular occurrence. The interesting part about Miss Massachusetts is the Miss Massachusetts event is the week before the parade. So we have Miss Massachusetts in the parade, but I'm not really sure who she is yet.
Oh, that's a TBD.
Yep. And last year the contest was on July 2nd. So it was really kind of an interesting flow of, okay, well, when she gets here, we'll know who she is.
Yeah. That's good.
Making that banner is a quick turnaround.
Keep calm and flexible, always. Oh, my goodness. So the 4th of July is on a Tuesday this year, 10 a.m. start. And I was just talking about this the other day with people. The scene pre-parade is also quite amazing. Starting around 5 o'clock in the morning, people are putting their chairs out, and some people are confident and leave them and set up. But the setup is just more than chairs. Some people stay there and just, take it all in. I've been a part of the early chair setting out at 6:30, and it's really fun. I mean, that's a scene just in itself to be out there and watching, and it's so friendly. It's so, good morning, how are you? Happy 4th of July. People have their coffee. So I think that the whole day is just the parade starting at 5, 6 in the morning. It's pretty epic.
And the same people sit in the same places year in and year out. And when the construction of Park Square took place and the parade went straight down North Street, there were more complaints of, where am I going to sit? You can still sit in Park Square, but you're not going to see much. So I suggest you find a different spot. I don't know. But the people, they arrive early. And for me, when the alarm goes off at 4:30 on parade morning, it's like, ugh, I don't get out of bed for anything at this time of day. And when I hit North Street about 5:45 and you start seeing the people and the car pulls up, and it's like watching one of those movies in slow motion, and then they speed it up and you see all these people like running out of the car, pulling the seats, setting it up really quickly and moving their car because they're blocking traffic and they're doing things they're not supposed to do, so they're doing it as fast as they can. And then it's like, okay, I now know why I got up at 4:30 in the morning, because just look at these people. And by 7:30 it's like huge.
It's all, and it all goes by so quickly, the setup and then the parade, and then woo, it's over. And we referenced this earlier, how much the city of Pittsfield works, how hard they work, including the Pittsfield Police Department, of course. The PPD is out there just helping block traffic, and they are so nice in the situation that you're talking about. When someone's quickly trying to set up, they're like, hurry it along and then be on your way. Like, there's no, I'm going to give you a ticket because you're doing this. It's just so friendly. So we do thank the city of Pittsfield and the Pittsfield Police Department specifically for all of the things that they do to set up and keep everyone safe during the parade. But the 4th of July, as we said, is on a Tuesday. And I recently saw Downtown Pittsfield Inc. Rebecca Brien is the managing director. She wears many hats in this community. The managing director of Downtown Pittsfield Inc., who we work with often and collaborate with on all the things. And there are so many things happening around the 4th of July parade. So let's talk about some of those events.
So 2 key things that are part of this weekend are events that are being put on by the Pittsfield Parade Committee. So one of the big ones, of course, is our 2nd annual Pittsfield Parade Car Show.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And that is on Sunday.
Sunday from 10 until 2 at the McKay Street parking lot. The great thing about this is it's free for people to attend. If you are bringing a car, and there's no restriction on the type of car you can bring. It can be a classic, it can be a roadster, it can be a hot rod, it can be your Corolla as far as we're concerned.
2014 Honda Pilot.
So we asked for a donation for the cars to be able to be judged, but we're going to have a food truck, we're going to have tents set up for shade, and it's just going to be a great day. And there will be awards given out at the end of the event. So come on down, get a bite to eat, check out some great cars, and that's on Sunday, July 2nd.
Okay.
Now, the second event that we're doing, we started last year with this event, and now it's actually doubled in size. So on Monday afternoon, on July 3rd at 6:30 at the First United Methodist Church, we are doing a Pittsfield Parade concert. And this is featuring 2 bands that are coming to us out of Philadelphia. One of them is the Mummers.
The Mummers, they're famous.
Yes, that's the Greater Kensington String Band. And they are bringing along some of their friends. And their friends is the Wo-Fat Brass Band.
Ooh.
So the great thing about this group is it is a brass band that does more jazz, funk, disco, and rock. So modern day music done in a New Orleans style jazz brass band.
Wow.
So that event itself, as we said, starts at 6:30. We are asking for a $20 donation, and you do that at the door. We're not selling tickets in advance, so just come on down and enjoy it.
That's amazing.
And when we got approached by WOFAT to come to the parade, I mean, usually we're begging musical organizations to come to us, but they had talked to the folks from Greater Kensington. It was like, wow, this Pittsfield parade is like really cool. You need to go. And they were so helpful to us because as we were trying to coordinate everything, the parade, everyone thinks everyone comes here for free to be part of it, but we needed to pay for the transportation. Well, the Greater Kensington String Band and the WOFAT Band are sharing the same bus.
Oh, well, that's convenient.
So that we don't have to pay for two buses. We're putting them up at the same hotel, so like everything that kind of flows. But when WOFAT sent the information to come, they were playing Marching Down the Street, I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston.
Oh.
And that was just kind of like, whoa.
That's
whoa,
cool.
sign him up. And so I'm looking forward to both the concert and seeing them parade morning.
Yeah, that's really cool. Once again, this is the Cultural Pittsfield Radio Show. We're so happy to be on WTBR 89.7 FM. My name is Jen Glockner. I'm the director of the Office of Cultural Development for the City of Pittsfield. We have Rebecca Brien and Peter Marchetti on talking all things 4th of July parade, which is Tuesday, July 4th at 10 a.m. That is the step off of the parade, 10 a.m. on Tuesday, July 4th. But the 4th of July road race is at 9 a.m. this year. Berkshire Running Foundation is spearheading that, and you can get all of that information through their social media and website channels. Right now, we're talking about all of the things going on surrounding the 4th of July because it's a Tuesday. So what does everyone think? Are people taking Monday off? Are they taking Wednesday off? Are they just saying forget it and taking the whole week off? It's so hard when it's on a Tuesday.
We're hoping they're taking the whole week off because we have events planned in the downtown starting on Friday, June 30th, all the way through the entire week.
So I think that the people that are coming from out of town are definitely taking at least Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off. So I think that's a good plan.
If you're here for baseball, the Wauconah Suns actually have a game on June 30th,
Ooh.
July 2nd, July 4th with fireworks, July 6th, July 7th, July 8th,
Wow.
and July 9th.
Wow.
Talk about a whole week. And for $5 for a ticket, you could spend the whole week at Wauconah Park and be happy.
So fun. I saw Pittsfield's own Evan Blake hit a home run, his first his first game as a Pittsfield Sun. He hit a home run. How cool is that? This guy that we know and, see around Pittsfield. So Pittsfield Suns are an awesome way to celebrate summer for sure. So plenty of chances during the 4th of July week.
There's also farmers markets. Now we are starting the week off on July 1st with the farmers market. We're ending the week off with their expanded farmers market. That includes, this is the second year they are doing a cupcake wars. So make sure you're there for that.
Yes.
That one's on the 8th.
That is a very, very exciting and a little bit feisty. The bakers get a little feisty during the
They
cupcake
do.
wars, but it's okay. It's friendly.
They should learn from the parade goers to be nice to each other.
Well, the other thing that the weekend's off with is, of course, our First Friday's Arts Walk. So Downtown Pittsfield Inc. has expanded that program as well. That's on Friday, July 7th from 5 to 8. Not only will we be having our dozen artists showing their goods and wares and art in the retailers and restaurants, but we also will be having our art market in Dunham Mall again. We have wonderful programming that is going to be in Dunham Mall, including kids who will be there. We're going to have a person doing pottery in Sotilli Park. Mm-hmm. We're also having swing dance going on in Palace Park, and that's brought to us by Milltown Foundation. So many things that are involved in that. And again, our kids paint and sip will be on North Street again, and we'll be out in front of Marketplace, and that is free for kids. We serve apple juice and cookies.
Yes, it's a kids paint and sip.
Yes.
So no special permit.
No,
for that.
every month I get told I don't have a proper permit for my paint and sip, and every month I remind them that no, it's a juice box.
It is a kids paint and sip event. So First Friday's Arts Walk is Friday, July 7th from 5 to 8 p.m. And it is expanded. It's been great. I have a feeling July will really be the kickoff to the summer for First Friday's Arts Walk. I have a vision of a bustling downtown, beautiful weather, and people walking all around Satilli Park and Persip Park. The vibe there is so cool with the freshly painted side barriers, those
Yes.
green shapes. It's
We've been
really-
doing Pittsfield Patterns, which is sort of a renegade project where you'll actually see anywhere from little waves that represent the water, the green triangles which represent the mountains. You'll see sunflowers and things like that outside of other areas. I think you're right. I think this is the start of a great season with lots of things to come.
Lots and lots of things to come. Some public art happening downtown. We're so fortunate to have Huck Elling. She just completed a mural on Rennie Ave at the Cooper Center, which is behind, it's off of Fenn Street. It's Barrington Stage, Wolfson Center, Cooper Center, and then her mural is on the back side of that building, and it's gorgeous. She just completed that. We are getting flickering lights here, but no one's panicking, so we're not panicking. And then she's doing this other project on Dunham Mall.
Yeah, so on the back of the Dunham apartment buildings, so it faces City Hall, they are doing a wheat paste project. So this is in correlation with the Boys and Girls Club. Huck Helling has been facilitating it. They have taken these posters that are provided in a downloadable fashion and basically wallpapering them to the back of the buildings.
Cool.
So they're about halfway through, but it's phenomenal. I can see it from my office window, so I love it.
And I see her other mural from my office window. So thank you, Huck, for
Yes.
making our office windows more beautiful. But this whole idea of wheat pasting, don't you remember that? Isn't this like
Paper
old
mache.
school? Yeah, it feels very, I remember elementary school paper mache wheat pasting, but now she's taking it to this whole new amazing artistic level. So
Right. And I mean, again, it's a whole week of the July 4th. I mean, we might as well say it's the 4th, the 4th.1, the 4th.2, because there's celebrations
that,
every
Rebecca.
day.
Well, then we got to do 3.7, 3.8,
Yes.
3.9, 4.0, because there's stuff happening before the parade.
Exactly.
It definitely is all week long. Once again, this is the Cultural Pittsfield Radio Show. My name is Jen Glockner. I'm the director of the Office of Cultural Development for the City of Pittsfield. We are talking to Peter Marchetti and Rebecca Brien all about the 4th of July parade and beyond. It truly is a week-long celebration of summer and patriotism and just loving the Berkshires. Again, the theme this year for the parade is
Stars, stripes, smiles in the Berkshires. That's a tongue twister, I guess.
It is. It is. But, it really did. When you see the applications that came in from, especially the community groups, they really, loved the idea of this. And all I can picture is all these little kids walking down, whether it be from the Boys and Girls Club or Gladys Allen Brigham, the YMCA, and their use of the year and things of that nature. All I can picture are all these kids with these great big smiles.
It's great. How many units do you think you'll have approximately this year?
164.
Wow. Is that bigger than normal?
It's about the same.
Oh.
It's about the same.
Can never remember. I do always remember every year looking through the pamphlet and saying, whoa. And you have everyone from the Boys and Girls Club, cute kids walking to often Berkshire Theater Group or Barrington Stage Company is walking and there are people holding the balloons, which that is very crazy because you have to put them under the lights. If you watch the balloon handlers, it's one of the hardest jobs out there.
It's an all new challenge this year.
So this year, working with our Fabulous Inflatables Balloon Company, they had advised us early on that helium was at a premium, and it was hard to get, and convinced us to go all cold air balloons. So
What does that mean?
Well, we're not really sure. So I know some of it, and we had a couple of those last year. They're cold air balloons that are actually on a cart, so they look like a float, and instead of them being in the air, you pull them down the street. And we We've had a couple of them over the years. The one that I can always remember, and it's just because it was the picture in the Berkshire Eagle the next day, but it was the Statue of Liberty. And the way that the picture came out in the Berkshire Eagle, you could see the Statue of Liberty and all the church steeples on South Street, and it just kind of was like, whoa, you couldn't have planned that any better. So I know that we have 2 of those, but then the cold air balloons are done with cold air generators. So they are going to be in the air, but not the way that a giant helium balloon
And
would be.
I think people on the side watching have no idea the difference. I will speak for myself. So the effect is still the same.
And this year we'll have 6 balloons compared to 4.
Oh.
And so we could have more balloons because there's not the cost of helium. But, just on the facts alone, balloons are about a $20,000 price tag for the parade.
Crazy.
And so if you put the balloons and the musical groups together, you're talking $55,000 out of the gate for a parade.
And these are the things people don't realize. They come to the parade and they're like, wow. And so when you see all this information about fundraising and we need more funds and fundraising and what can you do to help? This is why you need it. I mean, that is just an example of a small example of the parade, and there's way more.
And yet all of the people on this parade committee are volunteers. That's the other thing. The people handling those balloons, the people holding the banners, the people who are organizing how all the parade gets put together are all volunteers. So all of those funds that are raised goes back into making it the best parade ever.
That's true. And I don't think people realize that either, that all of these people that are spending hours and hours every week planning the lineup and figuring out where to go and what to do, it's all volunteers.
Yeah, the last 2 nights were about 6 hours of putting packets together and emailing them to every unit in the parade that says, here's your unit number, this is where you need to line up, here's a reminder of the rules, here's a picture of the assembly area, and here's your vehicle passes. And so we used to do all that by mail. And we've kind of graduated to a more digital society for the parade. And it's really kind of, last year was a little hectic trying to try something new for the first time, but it takes about the same amount of time, but it's a lot cheaper. And then you've got the backup. So when
Right.
someone says, I didn't get your packet, then you've got the backup to be able to resend rather than have to go put another paper copy together.
Yes, yes. The digital age is a good age for sure. So we are embracing that as often as possible. We've got a couple more minutes on the Cultural Pittsfield radio show talking about all things 4th of July with Peter Marchetti and Rebecca Brien. The 4th of July parade steps off at 10 a.m. on Tuesday, July 4th. And the race is ahead of it at 9 a.m. There is a Pittsfield Suns game that evening with fireworks, but several other opportunities to see the Pittsfield Suns. And let's once again talk about the July 3rd event at First United Methodist Church.
Yes, so this event, again, $20 at the door. You get to see 2 of the best bands that are in the parade themselves. They come all the way from Philadelphia, and it is what is commonly known as the Mummers. But this happens to be the Greater Kensington String Band, and they're bringing their friends with them, the Wo-Fat Brass Band.
And that is just going to be an amazing sound in that church. That church, when you just go to a service in the church with the bell ringers, the sound is cool. The acoustics in that church are great. But when you bring this powerful sound, that's going to be crazy.
They do the best of the best. One of the best things about the Mummers, of course, is their costumes. So with this concert, for them to be able to be fluid and flexible, but they bring music from all of the years that they've been doing this. The parade in Philadelphia, where they're from, usually happens on New Year's Day. And so this for them is the off season. So this gives them a great chance. They interact with the crowd. They're up and down the aisles. Last year, as the first time that we actually hosted it, we were amazed. And I don't know, I think every volunteer that went into that church was just blown away.
But I will tell you, though, if they ask you to volunteer to do something, you should volunteer and do something.
Because it's fun.
Well, they surprised us last year. And so, you know how you have one of those contests where here's all the clothes that you need to put on?
Oh, gosh.
And whoever
yes.
can put them on the fastest. And so they had their costumes. And the winner got to keep a costume.
Oh, wow.
And a lot of people are like, no, not me, not me. And this little, it wasn't so little, but maybe 13-year-old child won.
Oh.
And you should have seen the face when it was like,
that's
you
awesome.
get to keep that costume. I was like, I want the costume. never mind him.
That is awesome. Oh, all right. Thank you. We are wrapping up. The 30 minutes goes by very quickly. Cultural Pittsfield Radio Show. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Peter. And happy 4th of July to all.
Thank you.